Hi everyone, it's Tammy at Frou-frou Studio. Thanks for joining me today. I am going to be working on the cover for my design team project for Sweet Pea Curiosities for the month of March. And for this month, I have chosen Marissa's kit that is called Olivine. It is a total junk journal kit. There are 24 pages in total. There are 5 collage papers. There are 6 sheets of ephemera. There are 6 background pages. And there are 7 element pages. And her element pages are like pockets and envelopes. So, it's a beautiful kit. Olivine literally translates into olive green, and you can see the kit. I've already fussy cut everything, but the kit has a beautiful olive green color along with kind of a creamy background color, and it is just gorgeous. And there's plenty of ephemera for this kit. It has a lot of birds, butterflies, florals, that kind of thing in it. And she is having a 10% off sale right now through March 10th. So if you like this kit or you want to check out what else she has, jump on over to her shop on Etsy, and I'm sure you'll find something that you will absolutely love. This kit, like I said, is gorgeous. Now, if you're not into green, she has several other kits that are based on different colors. She has kind of a peachy pink one. She has a blue. She has a yellow. I mean, she's just got all kinds of things that I'm sure you can find something that you like. I chose this kit because it is March, and I didn't want to go the full out Irish shamrocky leprechaun kind of thing, but I did want to kind of celebrate the greens of March. So this is what I'm going with. Now, as far as the journal is concerned, I have this old book. I think, if I remember correctly, I took the book block out. Let's see if it has a date. I know it's very old. 1891. So this is a book about different it looks like a history book, actually. Yeah, Gate to Caesar. It's Headmaster Roxbury Latin School. And actually this says published in 1892. So it's a very old book. I actually found it at a thrift store. Not an antique store, but an actual thrift store. Really cool book, really cool pages, which I plan on keeping and using in future journals. But the book block was coming loose from the spine, so I thought it would make a really cool, smaller journal. It is 4.5 by about 6.5. Has a really cool cover on it, so I'm not going to do much to that. I am going to create a topper to put on here for the front of the journal. I have already put my pages in and put new bookend paper, which is just a scrapbook paper. It's going to have a single signature, and I've used this lovely cream colored paper because there is so much green and so much going on in the actual kit pages. I didn't want to take away from those, so I'm going to use just plain cream backgrounds. And I have already on every other page attached this upholstery trim, which I thought the green went really well, and I think it looks really cool in the journal. So that's where I am with as far as the journal makes. This is one of the collage pages, and I just tore it down so that it would fit. So it is on the front and the back of my single signature. Alright, now that I have all that, let's build our collage on the front here. Now, my idea for this Olivine is that she is the fairy or fae, if you want to go kind of Irish Celtic definition, of all things that fly. Birds, butterflies, you know, things like that. So, we are going to make her a fairy, and I'm just going to collage the front of this a little bit and I want to get in a piece of the paper that I used on the inside for the bookend paper. And then I've just got different pages or different torn parts of the digital kit that I want to kind of put together to make a collaged journal topper piece. I can't get my words out today. So, let's start by putting the background pages on, and then we'll go from there. So, I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm filming this on Friday, but it will not come out until Saturday. So, I hope you all are ready for a great weekend wherever you are. It's kind of chilly here today, but it is supposed to warm up again. We were having some really nice 70-degree weather, and then it decided that nope. Mr. Winter said nope, that's not going to happen, and so he made it down to in the 30s and decided to snow a little bit on us. It wasn't anything that really stuck on the grounds here in the foothills, but the mountains definitely got some snow. So yeah, he said he wasn't done yet, which did not surprise me at all. I had said in one of my previous videos, a lot of times we get our worst snow in March, so we'll see if that holds true. I know my son's birthday is March 15th, and back in 1993, I believe it was, we had a blizzard on the day before his birthday, and so his birthday party had to be canceled, and he was not happy with the weather at all. So, but yeah, it was pretty bad. You know, here in the South, we're not prepared for that kind of thing, and we especially were not prepared for this particular blizzard. There were several people that did not have power. We did not have power for probably about I want to say it was 2 days or a day and a half. It was way too long for us to not have power, for sure. But luckily we had a kerosene heater at that time, and we had gone out and got some kerosene before. So we just sat around the kerosene heater and we had one of those little grills that you could grill on propane, with a propane, one of those little propane bottles. And so we would, you know, either grill something to eat, or we would have like soup or something that we could put on top of the kerosene heater and warm it up. It was not pleasant, but we made it. And I think since then they have greatly upgraded our power grid, so that things like that won't happen anymore. And they've also made it a lot better on the equipment and things that we have to clear the roads and things like that. So now we don't have near as much problems when the weather is bad as we did back then. But yeah, it was more snow than I've ever seen at that time. Alright, so this is going to be our base. I think that looks pretty cute already. Now I'm going to take the stamp and I'm going to start bringing out some of the 3D elements now. So I'm going to take this stamp and put it over this stamp so that it, you know, is not printed in the digital, but it's actually you know, more of a 3D element. And then we're going to work on our olivine here. But, yep, there are beautiful birds in this kit. If I can get my pin back in here, I'll show you. That you can fussy cut out. Part of the fussy cuts. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? It's got kind of the flowery print in the back. So that's what made me think of the overall theme, is these beautiful birds. And the butterflies are just as pretty. I'll find one of those. Maybe. Here it is. So they all kind of have different prints on the inside of the rings. So they're gorgeous. Okay, so this is Olivine. So she is our Faye. I'm going to ink around her and get rid of the white edges. I'm using Vintage Photo to ink with this. I think it goes well with the kit. And the first thing I'm going to do is give her wings. And so I've taken one of the butterflies and cut it in half so that I could put wings on her. So we'll do that first. I'm really enjoying doing these projects. Marissa has a great talent for creating her digitals. They're all so beautiful. The hardest thing for me is picking out which one that I want to use for the next month because they're all so pretty. I was already a fan of her digitals and using them prior to having the opportunity to be on her design team. So, yeah, I was quite happy to be selected. Now I'm going to take that little bird, and you can see that she's holding a letter or a piece of paper in her hand. But I'm going to take this little bird, which is a 49 in market bird, and I'm going to put it on her finger. So it looks like that bird is laying on her finger, because I thought that would look kind of cool. I'm using this 49 in market bird because the birds in the kit are all too big to set on her fingers. So, alright, and then on her head I have one of the flowers that was on one of the fussy cuts, and I just cut it off because I want this flower and some leaves, which are 49 in market. Actually, they were on this bird, and I cut them off so that I could put the bird on her finger. But I'm going to put these on her head, up where her bow is, so she looks more like a fairy. And then I'm going to put this little flower up there. And then I have these leaves, and this is like a, they're made out of paper, but it's more like a, I don't know what kind of paper it is, but it's almost like a fabric or something. I want to put that kind of down at the bottom. So I'm going to put her right here so that crown's kind of sitting on top of her head. And I just want to put these down here to kind of get rid of that straight line. Alright, so I'm going to cut this long stem off. It's getting all twisted up. So I'm trying to get it all around the right way. Okay, let me put this over here on my book. See if I can get it twisted around the right way. We won't put this on there until I glue it to the page. What I'm wondering is, do I want to maybe okay, I got that line now. Put some embossing glaze on the wings. Like clear, to make them a little shiny. Or do I want to keep the whole thing matte? Yeah, let's do it. Let's give her a little bit of shine. Reach up here and get my dauber and get my clear embossing powder. Oops. Get me a piece of paper to lay up here. Hopefully I've got enough in this one. I have a new one. Hopefully there's enough in this one so I don't have to go dig it out. Make sure I don't have it anywhere that I don't want it. I just want it on her wings. Alright, so let's heat that up. Oops. Let me get this out of the way first. Oop! See that? I put the lid back on there. It's okay. We fixed it. Luckily it went right on top of the lid and not all over the place. Alright, this is going to make some noise, so I'm going to hold it kind of down to the side. Okay. Make sure I got it all. I'm sure you can't see that very well on camera, but she does have kind of shiny wings now. You see that? Yep, like that. Okay, and the other thing I want to do is I want to put a postmark right here on this. And do I want to use green? Yeah, I think I will. I'm going to get my archival ink. I'm going to use peeled paint because that's the one I have in archival ink. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue stick on there so my stamp will stick. Make sure I turn it around right. And then I'm going to do a test stamp. Oh yeah. Perfect. Okay, so now let's put her down, glue her on. I'm going to use our glitter glue since we've got the different levels of wings and stuff there. Okay, now put glue on the back of the leaves. And hopefully be able to get this put down without too much of a disastrous mess. Won't guarantee it. And that needs to flip over. And then that needs to flip over. Now that I have it down, I can go back and get some of these little loose parts. Maybe. Okay, now we'll see how it looks on our book cover and see if we need to do anything else. Make sure I have it upside right. Be nice to have a little piece of the original book on there. Like the coloring on that one. It's actually in Latin. I want it sticking out the top. Or do I just want a little piece of it right there, which is, I think, what I want. Oops, sorry about that noise. I know this little bitty piece, like, why are you bothering? But I always like the idea of including something from the book, especially if it's an old one. And like I said, I will use some of these to decorate the inside as well. And then maybe another piece. Down here somewhere. Right there, I think. If I can get it up under that wing far enough. I'll just rip it in half. And let's do one more. So brittle. I guess that's to be expected from something so old, huh? Okay, I wish I'd have made that piece a little less square or rectangle, but that's okay, because it's glued now for sure. Maybe I could find a round something to go there on top of it. She had some round pieces in the kit, but they may be too big, but we'll see. She also has these beautiful cameo pieces. There's several of those that I think are really cool. No, I saw she also has these little flowers. They're kind of cool. There's a butterfly. Let's do that butterfly. I like the colors with that. That's a 49 in Market butterfly, but I really like the colors with what's going on there. But it's so much bigger than our bird. So maybe not. we'll reserve that. See, I'm making something long and drawn out that shouldn't have taken any time. Because I did something that I don't like now. I mean, I like it, but I don't like that I made it so rectangular. Okay, I can't find what I'm looking for at the moment, so we are going to leave it, and at some point I will run across what I'm looking for, and we will fix it then, because I don't want to get bogged down with something that I can fix when I come across it. Alright, so now we can glue this down. I don't think I'm going to put anything underneath it or anything like that. Oh, I didn't glue this one down, did I? We're just going to leave it. Oh. And now that is stuck to the top of my glue, so we're going to use our glitter glue instead of trying to rub that on the glue stick. Cause see, now it's stuck. I'll have to get my little wipey and get that off. Alright. I think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac as bad as I don't want to, because I always end up with it all over me. But I think it's going to be the best to use in this situation. Because I know it's going to adhere it to the book securely. Oh, is that gonna work? Not. Right. Get the top of my glue stick wiped off here. It's about empty anyway. It's probably a good thing. Okay. Make sure we're upside right. I want to leave the same reveal all the way around. I'm seeing some little glue spots right there that I'm not a big fan of. Hopefully when that dries, that'll go away. Otherwise, I will be not happy. I think it will. Once it dries, I think it'll be alright. If not, we'll have to put some little flowers or something on that. Alright, so there is the cover. So we have the cover taken care of. We have the book built. We have our end papers in. We have all our pages done and inked. This is in the center. We have a nice envelope that's in the kit. And I took some old ledger paper and put on the inside. She does have background papers that you could print to put on the inside of this if you wanted to, but I wanted to include some original ephemera as well. So I chose that ledger. I have not printed out the collage sheets except for this one and one other one, and I have not printed out any of the background pages yet. So those are to come. I wanted to get the all the items that needed to be fussy cut printed and cut up, because that's always such a project. So that is done, and now I can focus on getting the others printed and deciding what I'm going to do on the inside, which will be the next video. So I hope you guys like that, and I hope you like this kit as much as I do. If you do, remember that it is 10% off until the 10th, and as well as several other things in her shop. I did not notice when I was looking up the name of the kit to make sure that I spelled it correctly. If it was everything, or this particular kit, or what all was included in her sale. But I do know this particular kit is on sale. So, thanks again for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys back in the next video. Bye.